Hi everyone, Michelle Fixit here, in a basement with a kitty on the steps. Today we're going to be working on cleaning the air filter for a water heater because this basement flooded, and I was troubleshooting and just finished up on a video on working on igniting your water heater if your pilot goes out and it wouldn't turn on. And so it's like, okay, next step is to check the air filter for the water heater. And I probably should have done this as my first step. So if your basement floods and you have your water heater in the basement, then this probably needs to be your first step before you try to turn it on with the pilot. But I mean, you know, I had to try. There's no harm in trying, right? So we're going through the list. So I'm going to show you why I'm kind of like giggling a little bit, because this is like the basement has been drying. So I mean, you can see a difference in coloration. Like, this is dry, this is still wet, this is wet, and it's like sediment and yuck and everything else. And so this particular water heater is a Reliance 606 water heater. So it's a little bit older. And so it's not fanciful with the different little thing that they have going on. This is the older style. There's a newer style that has like a smaller button and you just push it in. It's just different. So this is an older style, and it was operational before the basement flooded. And so all of this nastiness, I would be willing to bet, is in here. So this one has an external water filter, or not water filter, air filter. So you're supposed to be able to like pull it out. Oh man, this thing is so bad. So we're going to be doing a bunch of cleaning because this guy is trying to protect the stuff that's in there. But with all this bulk of nastiness, this is going to turn into a project. I know it's going to turn into a project. So if you look at other videos and stuff, it just comes out really easily. This one, unfortunately, has lots of debris. So it wraps around the whole base of the water heater. And so I'm going to have to get a bucket. And honestly, I'm probably going to improvise and just get like a spatula or something, because there's so much yuck on the floor that I have to scrape all this stuff away. And then after I've scraped all this sediment away, I'm going to have to get a bristle brush or something and stick it under here once I get these things off. Oh man. Because like I can feel it. It wraps around twice clearly, but again, it's getting stuck right here. And then I'm going to have to clean this thing, scrub everything, and I can't see by my window how yucked up it is in there, because this window is, you know, clearly an older window. But you can always use like an air compressor to clean the grate, and that might be what I end up doing with this situation, considering water accumulation, sitting, all that stuff. So this is cleaning this bottom air filter thing, the style that is on this water heater. This should be done once a year, and it hasn't been done because sometimes people forget to do things. I mean, like, I waited a really long time before I cleaned the filter on the washing machine at a house, and it was super bad, and it like turned into a whole video. But yeah, so if you're in this situation where your pilot will not stay lit, this could be your problem, is that, you know, things need to breathe. Water heaters need to breathe, because they, you know, they require oxygen. And so the pilot, the igniter, was just sparking and sparking and sparking and sparking. So it was doing its job, and the gas is on. So the gas was there, but if a flame and a spark don't have oxygen or adequate oxygen, it's not going to ignite. So now we're going to work on cleaning out a super, super gross flooded basement water heater air filter. And then you just need to mark your calendar that you need to change this thing out once a year. Maybe once every 6 months if you have animals, because once it's cleaned out, it's so much easier if it's just a teeny tiny bit of stuff that you have to clean out instead of having such an accumulation. So that's where we're at right now. So I'm gonna get a spatula and a bucket and some other stuff, because this is all like super on the fly, because the house needs water, or it has water. The house needs hot water, and the water heater needs to be working. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. So I'll see you guys in a sec once I have some supplies. All right, everyone, I'm back. I have a bucket, and I have spatulas. I have plenty of spatulas. Don't judge me. I have to clean this stuff up, okay? So, if you are dealing with the aftermath of because I have to have the light on. If you're dealing with the aftermath of a flood, and this is your situation, then your first step is to get all this crap come out underneath here. And yes, a shovel would be better, but you know, when you're in a pinch, you do what you have to do. And this is a small space, so a shovel would not really be my best option. And I don't do fancy editing or any of that stuff, so you guys get just raw content, like me getting piles of sediment off my basement floor. Well, off the basement floor. There's a lot of it. Oh, goodness. Let me see. And I can already hear people in the comments, oh, you should be wearing gloves. Dude, I don't care. I gotta work on getting this squared up. Or like, they make a teeny tiny little shovel that'd be better than the spatula that you're using. Okay. Well, I don't have that available to me. I have a spatula. And a lot of sediment. Or I should hire someone. It's like, no, I'm good. Did she just really touch the spider webs in the cat fur? She did. She gets dirty. Okay. Almost there. What this is right here, but that's off. And I have to make sure I clear this whole thing, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to get this little filter guy off the bottom. Webs. Alright guys, come over here. Move my weight. packed up in this corner because there's metal and this stuff over there. I'm not gonna get to it. Blindly go to this corner. Alright, well, I got a substantial amount of grossness out of there. Now let's see if I can pull this guy off. Okay, good. That's part of it. Oh. Oh, this is not gonna be super fun. Because it butts up against the wall. Oh, there we go. Alright, so I got the outer layer of stuff out of there. I'm gonna say that the water heater can't breathe, that this is all gross. Yeah. Just as a random helpful hint, if your furnace doesn't turn on, you're having issues with it, your first thing that you should do is pull your air filter out before you keep trying, because it could be that your air filter is so clogged that your furnace can't breathe and it won't turn on. That's just one of those, like, Michelle's mighty helpful tip. I don't know, I gotta come up with a little thing, but like a Michelle tip, that's a Michelle tip. HVAC doesn't work, pull the filter out. You have a carbureted vehicle and it won't start, take the carb filter off, the air filter off. Maybe also for fuel injected vehicles, I don't know. Take your filters off, make sure stuff can breathe before you start poking it. You can't breathe, can't breathe. Alright, so now I am sufficiently gross. I am going to try to clean my hands a little bit just so I can grab you guys and so we can go investigating and see what it looks like underneath. Because I can't see without you guys. Alright guys, what do you see? Oh man! Do you see that? There's a lot of grossness. There's a lot of grossness. Yeah, that's why this thing can't come. Yep. So, we have sufficient nastiness under there. So, now I have to see if I have one of those basically ginormous pipe cleaner things that you typically use for like a dryer, because you should have a dryer where you should be cleaning your dryer vents and stuff. I guess I need to make a video for you guys. Yeah, the wall looks all stupid. This is not a living space, it's a basement. I'm gonna fix that. I will fix it. Michelle will fix it. And I have to see if I can gain access to an air compressor too. So, this is gonna be a longer video, and you guys are gonna get paused again because I had to get more supplies. Hi everyone, and welcome back. So, I have my very basic toolbox that I carry around in my different vehicles. This one is a new one. I just did an unboxing video on it because we recently, well, not so recently, but we got another vehicle, so I typically want one of those guys in there. So we're back to the clean out stuff. I also don't have access to any of my air compressors right now, so I got one of these guys because we're gonna have to clean out the bottom part of all of this stuff. I got different brushes, cleaning brushes. They did not have the dryer vent brushes because I did have to run to Home Depot because a lot of my stuff is not accessible right now. So I have 3 different variations of brushes that I may or may not end up using. I'm just not sure. This one pivots, so that's kind of cool. But essentially, we got to clear the gunk out of the bottom of the tank. Well, the base of the water heater, but not inside the tank, and clean that out so that hopefully the unit can breathe. And then once we've done a complete clean out and once we've cleaned this guy, like this guy, you're going to take to your sink. I may take you guys up there with me. I'm not really sure because this is turning into a longer video. And you're going to run a bunch of water on it, clear it out, let it dry, and that way it can have your water heater breathe more efficiently. But we know right now that we have a bunch of gunk and yuck and ew under here. So let's work on getting that cleared out. And once we've cleared it out, if it's still not working, then it will be how to take your burner out, how to clean your filter, and probably clean your burner. That probably is going to be a different video. So, being that I grabbed spatulas, I'm going to bend the metal spatula and use it as like a little digger guy to try to get everything closer so I can grab it. And then probably end up using one of those brushes that I showed you to clean the filter from the bottom. But if there's stuff on top of that, then we have no other choice but to open up the unit and get the other stuff out of there. That's just what it's gonna be. So let's see if I can get you guys oriented a little better. All right, so you're gonna be my light source. We're gonna work together. So hopefully this will work. Yeah, this is gonna be a long. I really wanted to have something to be able to just grab everything. Oh, okay, that works. I'm just blindly fishing down here. I know, it'd be better if I had one that didn't have the holes in it, but you live, you learn, and then you don't get loves. At some point somebody's gonna hear that and they're gonna get grumpy. I don't like Love's diapers though. And I'm just kind of sideways spatula-ing. I don't know if I have another big hole I can shove this guy into, because these guys are all kind of small. It seems like all of them are kind of small, actually. I don't think they really ever thought about, what do we do if somebody has a flooded basement? Trying to make it broader. There we go. And because I'm me and I research, somebody was recommending on a YouTube video using those kind of brushes that I showed you guys. But I really wanted to get one like you use for a dryer. So I'm going to get it as clean as I can. which is, and I guess I'm super appreciative even having that one big hole. I'm going to use you guys to see around the base of it. Yeah, all the other holes are small. So I just have this one big hole. And then if there's another one on the other side, it's inaccessible for me. Because the other side is up against a wall, or in the corner. Like I said, I'm just kind of fishing in the dark here. Feeling for traction to get, I think that's pretty much all I can get now. Minus what's in front of it. And later on, someone's going to have some brilliant suggestion for something that I would have had here. But as of right now, I'm working with what I got. Alright, use you guys to see under there. Oh, it's significantly better than it was. Oh, there's still some right there at the front, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that. Alright. Cleaned up a little bit. Well, you know what? Just for the sake of seeing, we're going to try to prime. Oh, not prime. We're going to try to light the burner again. See if we get better success. So there is a video on how to do this, but essentially it's on the off position right now. I'm going to put it in the pilot position, press it down, and then use the igniter and see if it will spark, and if it does, because it can breathe, fingers crossed that it will, then that will be part, our issue. Because this is only tackling the bottom part. So if you're actually, keeping up with your maintenance and not having a flooded basement, sediment deposit, blah 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 issue, then you should be cleaning whatever is going on here and then cleaning that filter that I showed you. But right now it should have superb airflow to ignite, which would eliminate me having to go further into the unit. So we shall see. Basically, you're looking in this little box down here. There's a little box, and you're looking for a spark from your igniter, and then your igniter, if it gets gas, if it gets fuel, spark, and oxygen, then it would start burning. And so hopefully it does that. And I've got to get myself in a position where I can actually see it, or I'll use a phone and put the viewfinder on there. That's a trick I learned from HVAC guy. At one point. I can line it up and see. Okay, so of zoomed in. No, now you're zoomed in. Okay, whatever. Alright, so I have to get into the unit further. So, if you guys are just keeping up with how to clean out your filter for your water tank, that's it. You're going to take this guy off. You're going to clean around the perimeter of the outside of the water heater, because if you have pets, cats, dogs, whatever, you're going to get an accumulation of fur, gross stuff, and everything like that. Clean this guy off. Water, soap, garden hose, air compressor, blower, whatever. Actually, since you guys are here, I'll show the little air compressor guy that I bought, just for the sake of having something to blow out stuff if I needed to. Going to make a mess. It's going to be loud. Guys can get the gist of it. It's basically that I'm blowing air through it. It's not as much pressure as I would get from an air compressor, like a big boy air compressor, or a big girl, whatever, a big person air compressor. This one is heavily saturated with mud right here though, so I am going to clean that. I'm going to continue to compress all the yuck off of it, like that stuff. And then I'm going to put it in the sink, and I actually have like a water blade attachment feature for my sink, and so I'm going to water blade it, let it dry. So this is the end of you guys' video. You take this guy off, if you have one, and then you clean it really, really well, and while it's drying, you get either the attachment that you can get for cleaning out the dryer vents and stuff like that, and make it a day of cleaning out vents and cleaning out potential fire hazards or things that are going to wreck your appliances. You can use the attachment, just pull and clean and make sure there's nothing in there. That's what you guys are looking at as the base of that. Or, you know, if you have ability to stick a scrubby brush in there, I don't think that this guy spatially will work for me. Then you're going to shove this under there and realize that at above where we can see under the water heater is like a mesh net of sorts. So you're going to want to clean all that as best as you can. If it's disgusting and everything, then stay tuned, because there'll be a video on how to clean your burner and your mesh inside your gas water heater. If it's outside your comfort level, call a professional. You know, there's no shame in calling professionals when you need to. Otherwise, if it's in your skill set, which most things are in a skill set, it's just having the knowledge as well, than just, you know, clean it if it needs it. In this instance, because we do have air filter cleaning and everything else completed, I have no other option but to go further into the water heater to make it where it's operational again, because there's probably a bunch of sediment on top of my net that I'm just not going to be able to get to if I don't open it up. So you guys like and subscribe. Have a fantastic day. I will see you next time. And I hope you're enjoying my random videos. So see you next time. Bye.